Hello everyone. First things first, look, no jumper on. We're actually getting some warm weather in Melbourne. Today I think it's going to be about 27 degrees, which is good because we have had maybe one or two sort of low mid 20s temperature, and then it's gone back down to 15 or so, and apparently we're only going to have a few warm days, and then it's going back to 14, 15 next week. And if you live in Melbourne, this is what you're used to. The weather is so changeable, you get on with it. But anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about some more books. So I finished the JD Robb book. I don't quite know how to say this. This is, as you know, of course, JD Robb is Nora Roberts. This is book number 56 in this series. I counted them up. Hang on, I'll just show you. Look, that's all the books. I've really liked this series. And she is a good writer. She's a very good writer. She's a very prolific writer because she writes a lot as Nora Roberts as well. I don't think I'll read any more. 56 is a lot. As much as I like the Robert Galbraith books, I don't think I'd want to read 56 Robert Galbraith books. So I think it's good. It's well written. But I think this might be the last JD Robb book I write. As I said, I think she's in her 70s now. But I mean, I'm not faulting her writing. I just think enough. So yeah, that will go back to the person I borrowed it from with thanks, and said, yeah, I'm glad I read it. But yeah, but anyway, but this is the one I'm going to talk to you about. Saki. I don't know if you've ever heard of Saki. I'd never heard of Saki. I got this at an op shop this week. I'm actually a fan of short stories, and I think there's a real skill in writing a short story, and I don't think it's a skill a lot of writers have. So, but this one, Saki, Hector Hugh Munro, his name was, born in Burma. I think it was called British Burma or British India or something like that in those days, where he grew up, and then he came to England and he wrote as a journalist, and he started writing, killed in 1916 in the First World War. So I'll just read a bit of the back so you know what it is. It says, a master in his genre, macabre, I don't know how to say, acid and very funny. Saki's work drives a knife into the upper crust of English Edwardian life. Yes, and tea lawns with articulate duchesses, the smell of gunshot and the tinkle of the caviar fork. And here is the half-seen, half-felt menace of disturbing undercurrents, all in this magnificent omnibus edition. Now, it's apparently they're all set in the Edwardian time. I don't know if I like it. And I do have when I'm reading, I have what can I say? Life's too short to read books you're not interested in. I just think it's true. There's so many other things you can do. So normally with a book, I give it about 5 or 6 chapters, and if I'm not in it, if I'm not enjoying it, or I'm not following the story, or I don't like it, then I stop. I just stop. I just don't see the point in reading books you don't like, because, yeah, as I said, life's too short. So I will, these are short stories though, so I'll read a few and see if I like them. If I don't, then I said I'll go back to the op shop. But I would like to try and find some contemporary short story writers, and it's not that easy to find. You get a lot of the novels, and that seems to be the bulk of books these days. I do also read for an organisation called NetGalley, and you read books before they are published. And I know you've got to, you try and get books to read, and I tried to get a contemporary short story book to read in that, and I wasn't successful. They only give them to a few people. And if you look at my website, I've actually done, there was 1 or 2 books I've read with that, and I've done the review and I've put it on the website. So as I said, I will try reading Saki, see what I think of it, and let you know, because as I said, I really do like short stories. And so there's that. And I'm also still reading Tilt by Chris Hammer. That's on my Kindle. And as I said, as much as I love books, I do love books, but Kindles are good too, especially, as I said, I don't drive, so I use a lot of public transport. Kindle is ideal to put in your bag and read as you go along. So yeah, that's what I'm reading at the moment. As I said, probably no more JD Robb, which I've liked them. I've really liked them, and I think I've said to you before, I've actually introduced them to other people. But it was only this morning I looked and I thought, wow, actually 56 in one series is a lot of books. And I think I've come to the end with that. So anyway, happy reading, and I better get going because I'm going to see a show this afternoon. So that will be on the website next week too. And happy reading. Bye.